Okay, I ran into an idea this week that genuinely unsettled me, in a good way, and I haven't been able to look at my own wants the same since. Most of the things you want, you don't actually want. You're copying someone. And you've almost certainly never noticed who. That sounds like a stretch, I know. But there's a thinker behind this with a real, specific theory of how human desire works, and once you see it, you can't unsee it in yourself. So where do your desires actually come from, if not from you? Here's the assumption we all walk around with. We think desire is internal. Like, deep down there's a real you, with your own authentic wants, and you go out into the world and pursue them. The want comes first, from inside, and it's yours. A French thinker named Rene Girard looked at human behavior and said, "No, that's not how it works at all." His idea is called mimetic desire. Mimetic just means imitative, copied. And his claim is this: we don't actually know what to want. Most things on their own don't come with a built-in signal telling us how much to desire them. So what do? We look at other people, and we copy what they want. Watch two kids in a room full of toys. One kid is happily ignoring a particular toy. It's just sitting there. Then the other kid walks over and picks it up. And suddenly, the first kid wants that toy. Desperately. Has to have it. Nothing about the toy changed. What changed is that someone else wanted it. That's the whole engine of human desire, right there on the playground floor. We don't want the object. We want what we see others wanting. Now ask yourself how much of adult life is exactly that. You see it, right? The toy was invisible until it was desired by someone else. The other kid's wanting is what made it valuable. Girard's point is that we never really grow out of this. We just get more sophisticated about hiding it from ourselves. So in his model, desire isn't a straight line from you to the thing you want. It's a triangle. There's you, there's the object, and there's a third point, the model. The person who's wanting taught you to want it in the first place. You think you're looking at the object, but really you're looking at the model and copying their gaze. And this explains so much that otherwise makes no sense. Think about why we want what's in demand. Why does a product fly off the shelves partly because it's selling out? Why does a job candidate suddenly look more hireable the moment another company wants them? Why does a person become more attractive to date the instant you find out other people are interested? Logically, none of that should change the actual value of the thing. But it changes the desire enormously, because other people wanting it is the signal, the competition is the advertisement. Here's something brutal about attraction. Ever notice someone becomes way more desirable the second you find out other people want them? You were lukewarm. Then you hear 3 other people are interested, and suddenly they're magnetic. Nothing about the person changed in those 5 seconds. What changed is you now have models showing you what to want. We call it being in demand, and we treat it like proof of value. It's not. It's just desire copied off a crowd. So whose taste are you actually following? That's the uncomfortable part. So much of what feels like your refined personal taste is just well-disguised imitation. The brands you find beautiful? The lifestyle you're chasing? The career that feels prestigious? Trace each one back honestly, and you'll often find a model, a person, a group, a crowd who's wanting you absorbed before you ever decided anything. And get this, here's where Girard gets really dark and really interesting. The model doesn't stay a model. The model becomes a rival. Think about it. If I want something because you want it, then you and I now want the same thing. And often there's only so much of it to go around. The job, the status, the recognition. So the very person who taught me to want it becomes the person standing between me and it. The model turns into a competitor. And this, Girard argued, is where a huge amount of human conflict and envy comes from. We're not fighting because we want different things. We're fighting because we caught the same desire from each other. Social media, by the way, is mimetic desire with the volume cranked to maximum. It's an endless feed of other people wanting things, having things, living lives. And you scroll it, and you absorb want after want after want, none of which started in you. You didn't decide to want that trip. That body, that house, you caught it. Like a cold. From 1,000 models you'll never meet. So what do you do with this? You can't exactly stop being human. The move isn't to escape mimetic desire. You can't. The honest truth is there's probably no perfectly authentic desire untouched by anyone else. That idea is kind of a myth too. The move is awareness. So here's the practical thing. Starting today, try this on your next big want. Before you chase something, stop and ask one question. Whose desire is this? Where did I first catch it? Picture having the thing on a desert island, where literally no one would ever know you had it. No audience. No one to be impressed. Do you still want it? If yes, it might be really yours. If the wanting quietly drains away the second nobody's watching, congratulations, you just found a borrowed desire wearing your name. And once you can spot one, you start seeing them everywhere. That desert island test is simple, but it cuts deep, because a lot of our most exhausting pursuits fail it instantly. We want things mostly so we can be seen having wanted and gotten them. Remove the witness, remove the want. Second practical move, choose your models on purpose. Here's the thing. You're going to absorb desires from whoever you spend time watching. That's not optional, so at least be deliberate about who that is. Curate it. If you marinate in a feed of people chasing things you don't actually admire, you'll start chasing them too, without consent. Choose models whose wants you'd actually be proud to have caught. Now the fair nuance, because mimetic desire isn't purely a curse. Imitation is also how we learn everything. Language, skills, culture, taste, all of it transmitted by copying people. A good mentor is a model in the best sense. You absorb their standards and you grow. So the goal isn't to sneer at all imitation as fake, it's to do it consciously instead of blindly. Copy on purpose, from people worth copying, instead of being quietly programmed by whoever happens to be in front of you. So here's the reframe to sit with. You are far more porous than you think. Your wants leak in from other people constantly, and the ones that feel most you are sometimes just the best hidden copies. That's not something to be ashamed of. It's something to get conscious about. Because the moment you can ask whose desire is this, you get, maybe for the first time, an actual say in what you chase. Stop pursuing wants you never chose. Find out which ones are really yours. If you're into this kind of thing, me pulling apart how people actually work underneath, hit subscribe. I dig into a new one of these every single week.